But let us return to Europe. Let us talk about LGBT rights in Europe. For example, tens of thousands marched through the streets of Warsaw on June 17th to demand equality for LGBTQ people as the community eyes up.
Yeah.
My question is minority in terms of quantity these days trends towards a majority in terms of influence? And the tool of this influence is victimization. I mean, like, I'm a gay person and that means society owes me for that already. Is that the case, do you think? At some point?
That society owes me because I'm a gay person?
Yes. Do you think this is some?
No, society doesn't owe me anything because I'm a gay person. But as a matter of fact, society, and this is what I always say to people, I pay taxes like everybody else pays taxes. I have my place in society. I do my duty. I cater to society and everything. And I demand the same rights. And I think society should be really happy that that the queer people only want equality and not revenge for all the generations put in prison and for being discriminated. And this is my point. And it's completely ridiculous and brain dead if you say, like, we're threatening the traditional family. What a bullshit. I mean, look at me. I was born, I grew up in a traditional family, in a Christian household. I'm the love child of very heterosexual parents. And I grew up in a totally heterosexual surrounding, going to a totally heterosexual school, going to church, and growing up in such an environment where gay simply didn't exist. In my generation, it didn't exist. When I was 15 or 16, I knew. And I knew I was gay when I was 8. And I felt so alone that I thought for a time, I don't belong. And I know, and this is a very sad fact, I know a lot of people in my generation who didn't have the power to escape that and to find for themselves a way to say, like, no, I'm right where I am. I don't do harm to anybody. I have my right to live and to love as I want. A lot of my people in my generation committed suicide. And if you look at statistics, you will still see that even in Western civilized countries, the percentage of suicides among queer people is significantly higher than amongst heterosexual young people. And this is something that ashames society, and these movements of conservative people. I'm a conservative person myself, you know, in a way, but conservative doesn't mean like you have to have double standards. And these conservative people are pushed in Poland by Catholic Church, and I mean, if you look at Catholic Church, you think, like, okay, where's the main child abuser sitting, who had the most scandals within Europe? It was the Catholic Church, who covered up all the abuses of kids. And then they go ahead and look at the gays. These are evil pedophiles. They're showing, and none of that is true. None of that is true. It's bullshit, and it's like, you know, gaslighting from your own problems, from your own failures, and then putting it on other people and making like, oh my God, these people are so evil, you know, and there's boys who put on makeup. So, my God, I mean, seriously, I mean, get a life. Right. Well, this is what I love one thing that you just said, that maybe the answer is that you don't have to ask for your rights, you have to demand it. Yeah. I think I always have a problem when I see nowadays, and we have that in German media as well, that people say, like, oh, please, we only want to live, and I say, like, no, I don't want tolerance. I want acceptance. And if you don't give me acceptance, I don't harm you. I cater to society. I'm a good person, and I know that. And I'm a good human. If you can't be a good human but need somebody else to put your bullshit on, your own misery, and put it on someone else, and make these people responsible for your own miserable life, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to even discuss it because I know who I am. I know what I stand for. And why should I?
No, absolutely not. You're absolutely not. Or do you, smoothly going to my another question, do you believe the LGBTQ agenda should be taught in schools? Should be talked over in schools? I don't know how to put it, but you understand my question.
I think, first of all, this LGBTIQ agenda is such a blown up thing. Right. You know, I think it's blown totally out of proportion. I think what is essential for kids to learn is that not everybody is exactly the same person. And this you even have gay pensions. You have gay lions, you know, this is existing in nature. It's always been existing. And this is not something like, oh, we can't talk about it because it's corrupting the children. It's sort of bullshit. Children are not getting corrupted by this. I mean, what's your explanation then why I'm gay? And I'm probably one of the gayest men you meet. I mean, I certainly wasn't corrupted. I mean, not at all. Yeah, you know, it's just wrong. It's just bullshit. And I think it's blown out of proportion. There's so many like lies around it. Like children are taught in school how to use dildos and all of this stuff. This complete bullshit. No, seriously, I read that on some right-wing parties, on some self-acclaimed Christian who say like, oh, they're like sexual. It sounds like sexual abuse to me. And this is like totally wrong. And this is like using Christianity in a way where I always think like, what would Jesus say to this? You know, I'm Christian myself and I know I'm right. And these people are abusing religion for their own agenda, which is a way of hate. And this is very dangerous.